Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to unlock the secret engine behind pretty much every story you've ever heard about the past. We're talking everything from what you did last weekend to, the entire history of the world. It's this super fundamental tool for sharing memories, so let's just dive right in.
So, to get us started, I've got a little puzzle for you. I'm about to show you 3 totally different, seemingly random pieces of information. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to figure out the one thing they all have in common.
All right, first up, we've got a few facts from the life of the American icon James Dean. Maybe pay close attention to the action words here, the verbs. Just a little hint.
Okay, clue number 2. This one is a correction. It's about the famous scientists Marie and Pierre Curie, and it's all about setting the record straight on what they actually accomplished.
And for the final piece of our puzzle, here's just a totally normal, everyday conversation. You've probably had a chat just like this a million times.
So there you go, a biography, a big scientific fact, and a simple conversation. What's the deal? What's the one single grammar tool that makes all 3 of these possible? Think about how we're talking about when these things happened.
So, did you get it? If you were thinking something like, well, they all use the same verb tense to talk about stuff that's already over, then you absolutely nailed it. The tool we're talking about is the past simple tense. So what is it exactly? Well, the past simple is basically how we talk about any finished action, event, or situation. Anything that started and ended before right now. It is the official language of what was.
And that right there is why this is such a big deal. This isn't just some boring grammar rule. It is the actual engine of storytelling. Every history book, every memory you share with a friend, it all relies on this one tool to bring the past to life.
Okay, so we know what it is. Now let's pop the hood and see how this thing actually works. Let's get the blueprint so you can start using it correctly. When it comes to the past simple, you've basically got 2 types of verbs. Regular verbs are like a simple recipe. You just add ed to the end. Work becomes worked, live becomes lived. Super easy, right? But then you have the irregular verbs. These are more like a family secret. Each one's different, and you just kind of have to memorize them. So go becomes went, see becomes saw. Let's look at some of the big ones, the family secrets you're going to run into all the time. For instance, come turns into came, and buy becomes bought. Honestly, these are everywhere in English, so just getting these down is a huge step. So that's all great for things that did happen. But what about all the stuff that, well, didn't? For that, we've got a little magic word that makes everything incredibly simple. Didn't.
And the formula could not be easier. It's just 3 steps. You start with your subject, you add didn't, and then, and this is the key part, the part a lot of people mix up, you use the original base form of the verb. No ed, no went, none of that, just the original verb. Check out how this works. The positive sentence is they discovered. But when we make it negative, it becomes they didn't discover. You see that? The verb discovered just snaps right back to its original form, discover, as soon as didn't shows up. That's the whole trick. And guess what? Asking a question is just as straightforward. It's a really similar formula. You just start the whole thing with the word did, then add your subject, and you guessed it, use that original base form of the verb. So you'd ask, did you see that? Not, did you saw that? All right, now that we have the blueprint, let's circle all the way back to our 3 puzzles from the beginning and see exactly how this all plays out. Time to solve these case files. So, first up, the Curies. This is a perfect example of how the past simple works in harmony. We use the negative form, didn't discover, to bust the myth. Then we use the affirmative, discovered, to state the real fact. It's such a powerful way to correct misinformation. Okay, let's do one more, just to really hammer it home. A lot of people think Gustav Eiffel built the Statue of Liberty. But no, he didn't build it, he built the Eiffel Tower. See? We just negated the myth and stated the truth, all with the same simple tool. Now, let's look at James Dean again. This timeline is a beautiful illustration of how the past simple creates a clear sequence. First, he was born. Then, his mother died. After that, he lived on a farm. Each one of those verbs locks in a specific moment in his life story, telling us exactly what happened and in what order. And what about our simple conversation? Well, it's a perfect little dance of past simple questions and answers. Did you play? Kicks things off. Yes, we did gives that quick, short answer. And did he win? Keeps the story moving forward.
It's literally the engine of everyday conversation about what we did.
So you see, this is so much more than just some dry, boring grammar rule you have to memorize. It really is like a superpower for communication. Let's just do a quick recap of what this power lets you do.
So, your past simple toolkit now has 3 core functions. You can make crystal clear statements about things that happened, you can easily correct things that didn't happen, and you can ask questions to find out more about the past. It's a whole system for exploring history, big or small.
And that, really, is what this is all about. Getting a handle on the past simple isn't about passing a test. It's about unlocking this incredible ability to connect with people by sharing your stories, to learn from history, and to really understand the chain of events that made the world what it is today.
Now you have the key. You can tell any story that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I guess I'll just leave you with one final question. What's the first story from your past that you're going to tell?